Okay, comic book haul number 28. My god, time flies fast. I can't believe we're already at this point. That's almost 30. Nadoy. So, anyways, another episode of comic haul number 28. And this time, I got a lot of comics to share with you guys. So, more right after the intro. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Comic Book Haul, and welcome to News to Astonish, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. My name is Ronnie, and I got some comics that I want to share with you that I picked up this week. So today, we're going to start off with The Amazing Spider-Man number 801. So this issue was actually not impactful in a way to where like it affected the storyline so far, but it was kind of like a starter in like the next 100 issues that to be coming out. It kind of like visits like the early era of Spider-Man, like his beginnings, and we see like a point of view from like a civilian who gets rescued early on, like several years ago, and then that character goes through life, you know, has kids and everything like that, and once again meets up with Spider-Man several years later. The thing is that in the end, Spider-Man didn't remember saving him because, you know, Spider-Man saves lives all the time, so he's not going to remember a face that he saved years ago up until this point. Like, the moral of the story is that Spider-Man saves the world, and what I mean by that is that when he saves a person, he's saving the world to another person. So it could be your father, your uncle, your sister, your brother, and that person can mean the world to another person. And it's kind of like a learning experience that we get with this issue, because we meet a character named Ken, and who happens to be the uncle of a young niece. And the niece complains like, oh man, I never would have thought that I met Spider-Man. I have always wanted to meet Captain America or Black Panther as my first superhero, not Spider-Man. Who cares about Spider-Man? But then the character of Ken brings up a point going like, well, you know, Spider-Man saves the world. And the niece replies with, no, he doesn't. Other characters like the Avengers and everything, they save the world, not Spider-Man. It's like, yeah, he does. Spider-Man saves people. He saves your sister, your brother, your family member, your friend, your uncle even. The niece replies with, uncle? Yeah, he saved your uncle once. So, and that person can mean the world to you. So therefore he saves the world. And it kind of brought a new light to this little character in the comic. And I thought it was a really refreshing issue to read. And it was really nice. It really tugs at the heartstrings. And I had a lot of fun with this issue. So go ahead and pick up 801. It's not exactly necessary to read, but it's really nice if you want to have that emotional feeling while reading an issue, because it really does tug at the heartstrings really well. I loved it. And next is a variant of that same issue, 801. I picked this up because it looks cool. It's very simple, but it looks really cool. So the original version, which is the one I just showed you, is not my favorite. But this one, I actually like it a little bit more. So the variant issue of 801 right here. All right, next up we have Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man Annual number 1. So these annuals always come out all the time, and this one's kind of like a little weird in a way, in terms of art and everything and style. So I haven't gotten to read it yet, but I did peek inside of it a little bit, skim through it, and it did look a little weird but interesting at the same time. So I'm definitely gonna read this one. All right, so if you guys are reading Venom, I applaud you because it's a great series so far. This is Venom number 3. It's the new run on Venom, and this series explores more of the history of the symbiote and how this entity can actually speak an ancient language, and that there's more depth to the species of the symbiotes, and it's really cool. So I already read the first 2. I implore you to actually pick up the series. It's a lot of fun. We definitely get to explore more depth with the symbiote creatures and how they've adapted over like the past millions of years. So if you haven't read Venom, I encourage you and implore you to actually read this series. It's a lot of fun. Plus, Venom is one of my favorite characters of all time. So Venom number 3. Next is Flash 1 Part 3. I already got Part 1 and 2. Read those. They were amazing. Part 3 was awesome. This issue is really fun because, like, I'm not going to try to spoil too much, but I'll just say that throughout this entire issue, Both Barry Allen's Flash and Wally West's Flash are running the entire time and having an argument. And in their midst of their race, they're causing destruction in their path that the entire Justice League had to get involved. I won't spoil the ending for you guys, but it's really cool, and there's like a nice little twist in the end. It was expected, but for me, I felt that like, wow, that sucks. I was actually having high hopes for this particular character. But, oh well, I think I said enough. But great issue. Go ahead and pick it up. It's going to be a phenomenal series. I think it's going to be a 6-part or a 5-part. I can't remember right now. But go ahead and pick up Flash War if you haven't read it already. Alright, next up is Batman Prelude to the Wedding, #1. So it's got Harley Quinn and Joker in the front. I'm actually really excited for the wedding. I got invited, so the wedding's on July 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. And I cannot wait to read that issue. Anyways, go ahead and pick this up. I'm going to read this. I haven't read the prelude yet, but this is the first one. Alright, next up, this is actually my favorite copy and comic of this entire haul, because 1, it's gorgeous, and 2, it's probably one of the only few Virgin titles I own. This is Batman #49, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Batman #49, and it's a Virgin cover. And what I mean by that is that there's no text or anything. It's just the artwork. That's it. Look how gorgeous this looks right here. I'll put it up right here for you guys to see. Like, this image of Batman reminds me of The Dark Knight, or at least Batman Begins. That suit looks incredible, and I love it. And I think I'm gonna make this my wallpaper on the iPhone that I have. So, yeah, definitely great stories and great artwork. Batman #49. Pick it up, and if you haven't found this yet, I implore you to do your search, because it's really rare to find, and this is the last one. Alright, next up is the Man of Steel #2. I've had this for a while. I only read the first one. I haven't gotten around to reading the rest, but these are really nice. This is a mini-series that Bendis is doing with Superman before he moves on to a new series with Superman. So Man of Steel #2. Man of Steel #3, of course, right here. I'm not going to go too much in depth with these because I haven't read them yet. I'm going to read them like shortly after this. Go ahead and pick these up because it's a limited series run with Bendis before he takes off doing this new series. Of course, then there's #4 with Superman and Lois Lane on the front. It's really simple. I love it. Nothing much to say here. And lastly, Man of Steel #5. It's very reminiscent of the classic Doomsday run with Superman, the death of Superman. So here it is. Haven't read these yet, but we'll get around to reading these soon. So yeah, guys, that was my comic haul #28. A lot of comics there to go around. A lot of good ones to recommend for you, especially Spiderman and Venom, and of course, Flash War. Those are great reads, and the artwork is phenomenal, especially on the Flash War, because the colors are extremely vibrant, that they really pop out at you. And as you read through the panels, I can't help but play it like I'm watching a movie or watching a TV show. In this case, a TV show, since the Flash has his own TV show. But other than that, man, it was a great haul, guys, and I really love these comic books. Tell me, what was your favorite? Tell me, which comics are you reading right now? Are you reading any of the series that I just recommended for you and that I just showed you? Please let me know down in the comment section below. And please remember, guys, I do have my Spider-Man giveaway going on right now. First winner will win a copy of the collector's edition along with the prequel novels. The second winner will win the collector's box. And the third winner will win a standard copy as a bonus if I reach 700 subscribers by August 31st. So please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you don't miss anything. And as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next comic panel.